late April, rain-soaked edition of the UMKC Coaches Show on Metro Sports. Kendell Hale from the tennis team is joining us now. Okay. With all the rain we've been getting here, you getting any practice in? Or?
We did. We had to go indoors today on Woodside, yeah. But, yeah, we're getting a little bit in.
Okay. Now, I want to, before we get too far, we got a big block of wood here, and we want to go ahead and explain that. Your second season at UMKC, and you get to bring home the Summit League Championship. I'll just hold that up for you there. And, fantastic accomplishment for you, and I know UMKC tennis has been thin for a couple of years, but this is what you were brought in to do. You had a lot of success at Rockhurst University, and it's paid off. You've turned this around, haven't you?
It boggles my mind.
I'm going to move this off to the side before I drop it, because I don't want to get in trouble here.
It boggles my mind that when I came in September last year, we had 3 players, and that was it. And then we just slowly got bringing some good talent in, and lo and behold, they all gelled together as a team, and it just came together.
By the way, I knew the tennis guys were coming in today. I've kind of given up on the suit and tie for this show. You guys all wear jackets and polo shirts, and I want to look like I'm kind of, sort of into the athletic thing. So no shirts and ties. I'm going with whatever you guys are wearing. Are you okay with that?
Perfect.
All right, let's talk about the stretch. Building up to the Summit League Championships. You get on a run there at the end of the season. Did you feel it? Did you know it? Did you think you could do it? You have a good feeling about it?
I could sum this year up as being we suffered a lot of adversity. Serge, which you'll meet a little bit later, he was out for a whole month, and he's one of our better players. He had the pneumonia, and jumped over into his blood. I mean, we almost lost this kid, but he came back here at the end of the season. It rejuvenated us, and we were just ready to go once conference came in.
Almost lost him, like you.
Yeah, seriously, it's very serious. We had to rush him to emergency room, the whole works. So it was just pretty scary. But yeah, we bounced back through that, and just got to give it to the team. I mean, this was a whole team effort. You know, we couldn't have done it with anybody missing. So.
Well, I'm glad he's back at home. We're going to talk to him here in a minute, so we got proof that he's here. So you won the Summit League Championship, which means a berth to the NCAA tournament. And I know in the past I've actually hosted the selection show. Can you believe that? That's on my resume somewhere. But the selection show, I know we're all familiar with the basketball selection show, and it's big. What does it mean in the tennis world?
Well, we all gathered around at the A10 zone yesterday and watched it on the big screen. It's really cool to see your name up there in lights, and just unluckily we drew Baylor, which is a very, very strong tennis program there. But we're very excited. We have nothing to lose. We're just going to go on full steam and see what kind of damage we can do.
You're going to face Baylor, and they are the 6th seed in the tournament. We'll look at the bracket here, Tulsa and TCU. I think the men's soccer team matched up with Tulsa, I think, in the NCAA tournament.
They sure did. It'd be nice to get through Baylor and maybe meet them. Get some revenge.
Now, you're from the South, right?
That's right.
You're familiar with the Baylor program?
Oh, big time, big time. All my friends went. They gave me calls yesterday. Yeah, so we got some rivalries going on. Let's see what we do.
Now, you get a little more than a week to prepare. So is there time to digest? Okay, we're in the NCAA tournament. This is big for us, but now, you know, we got to look at some tape and get ready here.
That's true. I mean, I let the guys enjoy it. We had a lot of celebration going on. It was like I said, it was a very monumentous time for us, because this was my first, and there in the Summit, and a lot of these guys first. So it was just we celebrated. Now we got to come back to reality and put our heads together and find out how we're going to attack Baylor.
Now, it's been a while since UMKC's been in the tournament, right?
I think 99-2000 season.
99-2000, about 9 years. I've simple math on that kind of thing. But having been there, you know, you had a lot of success a couple of blocks over in a school over there. What does it mean to do it on this level in such a short period of time?
It's special. You know, like I said, I love those Rockhurst guys over there, but I left because I saw the challenge. And, you know, I love a challenge, and when I saw this program, I said, with the right resources, it can be done, and we've proven it by winning this championship.
I think you're building up some momentum in the entire athletic department, because the men's soccer championship, Coach Ben won the mid-con title. Men's and women's golf just performed quite well, and now you bring home a tennis title. So there's kind of is there a challenge in the hallway? You know,
there is. You know, we were very excited to bring it home. We were out supporting golf yesterday, this last weekend, and wish they could have brought it home. But we're all just really supporting everybody else, and brought in some good people. We have a great strength and conditioning coordinator, Tremaine Carroll, and our athletic training staff that brought Serge back, Ted Ferris, and those guys. So we're building a whole network, a team network there that's really helping us out.
All right, 14 wins this year also ties a school record.
That's right.
Again, it's a very short period of time. now you set the bar high.
That's right.
You got to keep doing it, right?
Exactly right. I should have sort of spaced it out a little bit over my tenure, but no, I decided to go with my second year.
We're looking at some of the awards this year. Brett Barabin, your newcomer of the year.
That's
right. So you talked about the thin numbers when you got on campus, and now you're bringing guys that make an immediate impact. Is that you have to have that in tennis? Do you have to come in and play?
You really do. I mean, as soon as we recruit you, you need to be able to get right into that starting lineup. That's pretty essential nowadays. So with college tennis.
Patrick Smith's going to be here in a couple of minutes. Another all-league performer.
That's right. What a great guy. You know, he was several of our matches this weekend. He was one of the clutch guys. We had a 4-3 match with Western Illinois before we got to ORU, and it was his match. He took it to the third set, and I told him, I'm glad it's you in this situation because, you know, he provides good team leadership. He's our team captain, and he really showed it, you know, his leadership there.
Yeah, it's a semifinal match. Tell me from a coaching perspective, because you have, a psychology background?
That's right. That's right.
So tell me in a semifinal situation, I don't know how you talk to the kids. It's, we kind of need this, which they already know, or you kind of back off and let them handle the moment. How do you work with that?
Well, if I'm having to motivate at this level or at this time in our season, then, you know, we need to evaluate them psychologically. So, I just went out, and our motto has been, let's do work. You know, we walk out there, we punch the clock, and we get our work done. And I really feel like that's what they've done, is they've got the job done. When we needed them to come to work, they were there. So.
At the college level, I'm not familiar with the rules. I know in professional tennis you cannot coach during a match. Can you coach?
You can coach in college.
You can coach. So
yes.
Can you call a timeout?
Yeah. Sometimes I wish we could, but but no. There's things that you can do during a match that, but you have to wait till switchovers and things like that to get your coaching in. But we're just trying to see patterns in the opposition to see if there's anything that we can, you know, instill in our athletes to maybe take them over the edge if they're losing there. So.
All right. So during the semifinal match with Patrick, what's the old coach doing?
Well, basically, Pat's a guy that's sort of like a roller coaster. You know, he's up and down, and the same guy he was playing, he beat very easily when we were down in Tulsa. And so this guy came out ready to play. It was a conference championship and everything, so he was just ready to play. So what I had to do was sort of get Pat back down to ground level and see if we couldn't get his mind back to focus at the task at hand. So.
All right, so then you get to the championship.
That's right.
Mr. Oral Roberts, which regardless of sport is pain in the backside for all Kangaroos fans out there. So it's kind of enjoyable.
That's right.
You know Oral Roberts?
It was very enjoyable. They had just beat us for the regular season championship 2 weeks before, and it came down to a third set tiebreaker, and we lost that 8-6 in the third set tiebreaker. And this time we got a revenge. It was a third set tiebreaker again to win this, but it was with a different guy, Serge, who pulled that one out. So. We were very ecstatic. I mean, you didn't see this big body jumped around a little bit during that day. So it was fun to watch. So.
Well, thankfully that's not on videotape.
That's right. I'm very glad.
All right. So you talked about Serge earlier and going through the pneumonia and that sort of thing. So when he's going through that, did you think we might need him for a championship match?
Exactly right. You know, I was just praying Ted and that group they had down there could get him as healthy as quick as possible, because I do know there was a hole in our lineup there, and it would be great to get him back. But Serge's incredible work ethic, and I knew that he would do everything he was supposed to do to get back. So.
When you have international players on your teams, how do you work with the parents? Do the parents ever get to come over, or does it got to send a text or an email? Or kind of hard?
That's very tough, you know, and you wish they could experience some of the things that I've got to experience watching their kids play. But, you know, it's through internet now, things like that. So a lot of the kids do videos and stuff so they can send clips back to their parents. But, yeah, it's mostly internet.
Well, you kind of got some momentum. We were talking before the show about the women's team, which had gone through about an 8-year stretch, 9-year stretch without winning a match.
That's right.
And they got that. They got the win in the match. So you kind of start the turnaround with that program. Little steps, baby steps, and now you get to an NCAA championship here. What's the long-term, short-term strategy?
Well, you know, our first goal was to make this. We succeeded in that. The next is we're gonna start trying to win some rounds in this. The next would be make that Sweet 16. That would be our next goal. So I think we have no seniors. We're returning the same team back. So we've got this experience under our belt to take into next season. So we're excited about that.
All right, we saw the plaque earlier in the show. It's nice and big, and the kids can look at the trophies. What about jewelry? What about rings? What do kids get rings for now? Because I know in high school, if you win more than won 2 games, now you're getting a ring.
Yeah. I had the poster of the rings in my office the whole season, and I took it with us to the championships. I showed it to him before. It was a great motivational tool to bring that ring out. Yeah, we will get rings for this conference.